Israel kills a Lebanese civilian. Hezbollah backs Lebanese army. Regular incursions threaten status quo. Is the ceasefire dead and buried? Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has instructed his armed forces to confront any Israeli incursion in the country's south after Israeli forces crossed their shared border and killed a municipal worker during an overnight raid. The pivotal announcement was made on October 30th after days of Israeli attacks on Lebanese territory in near-daily Israeli violations of a ceasefire that went into effect in November. The Lebanese forces, unlike the armed group Hezbollah, have generally stayed on the sidelines of the conflict with Israel. But Aoun, a former commander of the Lebanese army, appears to have finally lost his patience with the Israeli-forced status quo. Aoun ordered Army Commander General Rudolf Heikel
to have the Lebanese army confront any Israeli incursion into the liberated southern territories in defense of Lebanese lands and the safety of citizens.
The order came just hours after Israeli soldiers entered the border town of Blida and stormed the town hall, killing municipal worker Ibrahim Salameh, who had been sleeping there. The Israeli military confirmed its forces had operated in Blida overnight, saying they opened fire after identifying an immediate threat during an operation to destroy infrastructure held by Hezbollah but didn't provide evidence. Aoun's orders for the army to confront Israeli incursions have been welcomed by the armed group Hezbollah, which said it urged full support for the army.
Hezbollah urges full support for the army with all available capabilities to enhance its defensive strength and provide it with the necessary political cover to confront this savage enemy.
Hezbollah, created during the Israeli invasion of Lebanon in 1982 and occupation of the south, has been the main regional resistance to Israel in the last few decades, harrying Israel out of Lebanon in 2000, fighting a 2006 war to a deadlock, but then suffering huge losses in the hostilities that began in 2023 and the subsequent war that saw its top leaders killed. Israel's violations of the airspace above Beirut are common, and over the past week have become an almost daily occurrence. Israel has repeatedly bombarded Lebanon, violating the November ceasefire that sought to end more than a year of hostilities that escalated into months of full-blown war with Hezbollah. In October alone, Israeli strikes have killed more than 20 people in Lebanon. The recent incursion by Israel and Aoun's response has even the United Nations worried. The United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon warned on October 30th that the situation in southern Lebanon remains extremely fragile, urging all parties to avoid escalation and recommit to the full implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 1701.
There is an urgent need to avoid any further escalation. Continued violations risk undermining the progress the parties have made toward restoring stability. United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon stands ready to support them in upholding Resolution 1701.
UN Security Council Resolution 1701, adopted in August 2006, called for a complete cessation of hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah during the 2006 Lebanon War. It requires the disarmament of all non-state actors in southern Lebanon and the deployment of state forces along the Israeli border. According to Pokerel, with UNIFIL's support, the LAF has been redeployed to more than 120 permanent positions in UNIFIL's area of operations between the Litani River and the Blue Line since November 2024. However, Pokerel said Israel's military activities north of the Blue Line remain a major source of tension.